friends, do you have any walls in your home that have utilitarian things that you need but are kind of ugly and you'd like to hide? Well, I had two walls just like that, and in this video I'm going to show you how I found some custom vintage artwork that did the trick. Welcome to the Dress Up Mom. If you're already a subscriber, thank you, and I love you. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and tap the bell for notifications. My husband and I live in a 1,000-square-foot condo that we absolutely love, and if you've been following my channel about a year ago, I got to completely renovate and redecorate it, which was so much fun. In my home, there are two walls that have these utilitarian things. One is our circuit breaker, and the other one is this fire alarm siren kind of a thing that goes off. Now, the siren is super loud, so I know that even if you cover it, it's not a problem. You can hear it. And the circuit board also is in like our second room in like a spot that you can just see everywhere. I knew that I wanted to hide both of these, but I also knew that I needed to be able to get to them. So I couldn't put anything sort of heavy or clunky or difficult, if you will, in front of them. And I thought that some sort of fabric might be nice. About a year ago, I found what I was looking for the circuit breaker room. And I have a whole video I did on this, which I will put up here. It just kind of highlights how incredible vintage people are. To backtrack just a little bit, I love the community that I've built for myself on Instagram. I don't follow that many people, but the people that I do follow, I really follow. I read all of their posts, I look at their things daily, and I kind of get into them. So either my friends or family for sure, but I also love to follow my favorite vintage places, sustainable small brands, and it's really fun for me. I've actually sourced some of my best sort of fashion and home goods through Instagram and the people that I follow there. So Jill from Fabrication 78 has a great feed. She posts daily, and I really get inspired by what she puts up there. She is a vintage collector. It's probably 70s on, sometimes a little bit, later than that, but sort of in that era. And she mostly works with vintage fabrics that she finds, and then she stretches and puts them on canvas. And they're just so beautiful, like works of art. And I love it because probably a lot of this fabric would have just been thrown away if she weren't finding and sourcing and doing this. She's just also lovely and so easy to work with. I just direct message her and she always gets back to me really quickly. So for the first piece in the bedroom, it was really kind of hard to find something exactly the right shape. I didn't know if I needed to find something super long or 2 or 3 pieces. So when I was doing this, I measured sort of the space for her. I took pictures of everything in the room, and then she sent me examples of what she thought would work. And I just absolutely love this piece here, my whale's tail or whatever you want to call it. It is so fun. It really makes this room great. So flash forward a year, and I just kind of started looking around the house to see what I could maybe spruce up or make better. And I noticed again this wall. Now it's right when you walk into the house, you kind of see it. And I had nothing on this wall because again, the fire alarm thing is there. And I couldn't really find the right painting or something to go there, again knowing I would need to remove it. It also reflects in the mirrored sliding glass doors here, so you could kind of see this everywhere. And for some reason from my bedroom, it's kind of the first thing I see in the morning when I wake up. I knew the size of it also had to be kind of a certain size, like I wanted it to be narrow but long enough. So I did look around kind of locally and thought of different ideas here, and then decided to give Jill a little DM and tell her what I was looking for. I gave her the dimensions. I also took pictures of everything in the house so she could get an idea of the color scheme. And within 24 hours, she sent me a list of great options here. Pictures of different fabric that we could use, and they were all really, really lovely. I showed them all to my husband, Doug, and we both agreed that we liked this one the best. So I sent that off to Jill, let her know. She told me she could make it in pretty close to the dimensions I needed. She unfortunately doesn't know the backstory of this fabric. She said she bought it in the UK a while ago and it was just one little piece here. So I just really loved the colors in it, knew that it would go really well in my house, and this sort of abstract, almost hallucinogenic type of a thing, and was so excited to see how this would look on that wall. Jill kept me informed along the way, and 2 weeks later it arrived. Again, I was so excited to open it up. I opened it up, I put it up there, and it is just perfect. I absolutely love this. You can see it as soon as you walk in the house. It reflects off the mirror. You can see it from every part of the room. I can even see it when I wake up in the morning, and it does perfectly cover up that fire alarm. I can get to it super easily, and I'm just thrilled. I think it really has added a nice touch to my little place. So what do you think? You think I did good here? Thank you, Jill, so much. Again, if you want some fun inspiration and ideas, I guess if you have your own fabric at home, you can do this kind of thing, and Jill has great ways that she does it. Follow her feed, get in touch with her. I've now worked with her a couple times and have been so thrilled with everything that I've gotten. I also love that this is vintage fabric that's being repurposed. It's just lovely, makes me feel great. If you have any suggestions for hiding ugly things on walls, leave that in the comments below too. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Until next time, have fun and dress it up a little.